Hello everyone. So I'm the last one to go. The dilemma of going last is that is there anything new left for me to speak, right? I mean, so much has been spoken about, so much stuff about AI, right? So let me try to, talk more about what can be done today, right? About when we discuss AI, we always say what can be done, right? But what is doable today is what typically we will be focusing more on, right? So while Google doesn't need an introduction because Google has been part of our lives, right, daily. Not as talking as a Google employee, but as a as an individual, basically. But this has been what Google has been doing for more than last 20 years, right? And if I look at the 9 major platforms, right, that Google brings, which most of them we are using on our daily lives, right? This 9 platforms has more than 1 billion user every day, right? And while AI may be new for us, but actually it's not new because AI has been imbibed in most of these services which we are using on a daily basis. So today, if my daughters use most of these services for her education, for connecting with friends, for social interactions, and so on, right? I'm not worried today, right? Because I know that these are secured, right? And this is reliable from a usage perspective. And most important is the scalability that we are looking at, right? In terms of the services that we use. The next thing I would like to show is the Google network, which is connecting almost the entire world, right? And it is been calculated that 40% of the network runs around Google services, right? The 9 services that I talked about. So that shows the resiliency the Google solutions try to bring in. Now coming to artificial intelligence, about why Google is the right choice. While the couple of slides that I've shown give some kind of pointers, right, about Google artificial intelligence solution. But if I look at from a historical data and historical exercise, the research and development that Google has done. So this is not something that was built overnight, right? It has been 20 years of research and development, many experiments, many failures that brought in, right? The second important part is it's not just a point solution that we are trying to bring in. So right from the AI infrastructure, the GPU sets that we require, the different software tools that we require, the foundation models, and so on. And probably quickly, I will try to cover some of this part in the coming slides. And lastly, most important, right, that if we have to deploy this today, right, are we ready with that, right? And can we do it responsibly? That is the most important part. So just a quick, sets of innovation that Google has done, right? So we don't say it, but there are industry folks that say that Google is called as the founding father of LLMs, right? Which is the base of any artificial intelligence solution that is getting built. Now coming to the solution that we have built, right, and which is available today. And again, I would say that a lot of us are today using it because it's coming to on our Android platform, on Google search and so on, is the Gemini, right? And it's not a new name today, but today it's available. It's at the production stage and can be used and leveraged for building many AI use cases. One more important thing that we like to bring in is that, that we know that not one organization can do everything, and there could be nothing which is proprietary, especially in the public sector world or the government industry. So that's the reason why there is a lot of partnerships that we have built. Even competing solutions in a way can work along with Google solutions, right? And some of the examples that are shown on the bottom layer. But there are multiple layers that Google has built already, right? And as I said when I started, that I'm not talking about future right now, I'm talking about present, what we can do today. So these are some of the solutions that are off the shelf available, can be implemented in various domains and use cases that we are trying to build. Now, one important thing that I would like to talk about is the AI infrastructure. This is something which is new from Google. In fact, this has been launched in this year itself. And India has been the selected country where Google is already proposing this solution. There are some discussions happening with the AI mission, the central government, and so on. But what this is basically is, it's a ready plug and play AI infrastructure. And when I say plug and play AI infrastructure, it means that it comes with all the required hardware, required software, the AI tools, which is Google Vertex AI, and basically some of the use cases that I'll be talking about built in, correct? Which means that it just comes, whether it's your state data center or a local data center, it comes in, you install it, and you can start working immediately on that. And we have different, of course, versions are available. Most importantly for India, there is a solution that is we have built is the air-gapped version, which is like a sovereign cloud, which means that it's completely disconnected with any external world, right? So it becomes like a complete secured environment to build your AI solutions on top of it, run your AI solutions, and deliver it to the citizens. Now, coming to the important part, right, which are the use cases, and this is the last slide, which I would like to talk about. And again, we have discussed in the earlier presentation about the different use cases, but these are some of the use cases that we have delivered today in India, in many state governments. And as I said, it's available, and of course, there are more expansions or additions that is happening as we talk about. Like we heard about agriculture solutions, farm to fork in the last 5 years, probably heard many times. A lot of digital transformations has happened. IoT play has come in. There was always a challenge about the accuracy. There was always a challenge about the integrations and so on, right? So that's where probably AI or other Gen AI has come in, intervened, and addressed those challenges, right? So we have done many pilots with a very high accuracy level, using Google Earth Engine, Google AI tools, partner solutions, which are agriculture platforms, mobile apps, and so on. And these are all working in different parts of the country. The second is on the government-citizen interactions. Now, typically, most of the interactions or most of the data of government is available on their website. But honestly speaking, how much are we really going and using the website? We will be more using of Google search, right, to tell me what is the policy, what are the schemes, and so on, right? So what we have tried to build, and again, as I said, this has been implemented at least in the demo phase, is something called a search and summarization tool, something that we use for our own Google search, and this can be built on government websites. So for example, an entrepreneur wants to understand a policy in the state, or a farmer wants to understand the schemes of the state. They can just go on the website or on the mobile app. And what we have done is we have made it more simple. So there are multi-languages which is available, which is the local languages. It can be voice enabled, it could be type enabled, right? And it can be integrated with different websites also. So in case if there is linkage between one department to the other department, that also can be solved. So it becomes very simple for the citizen, to find out what the government is providing for them. The third is on the health side. We again heard about a lot of health. So there are a lot of work that Google has done, and we have something called as Google for Health. And we are working on special initiatives on certain diseases. And there are LLMs or models that we have created on these diseases like TB, breast cancer, and so on, which are probably the prominent ones in India. And these are the solutions that we can offer in terms of the models that is available to the ecosystem, to the startups, right, and to the government to build solution for them, for their people, right? Next is, I think we have discussed about the operational efficiency of government employees themselves. Now, government employees, when they're working, they themselves have difficulty to search information, to find information, right? So how a AI tool or a Gen AI tool can be built to help the government officers get that solution. Last one, which I spoke, from the government websites, right, can be deployed in multiple. I mean, chatbot is nothing new. We get so many messages. There are so many websites today, or so many companies which are offering on that. Again, as I said, with the Gen AI intervention, what we have tried to do is make it more simple and make it more accurate. And last and not important, make it more secure. So that's a brief introduction that I wanted to give. Of course, talking on Gen AI can take days or weeks, right? And then still it cannot finish. But what we are also doing is we are enabling skilling, right? So there are lot of no-cost programs that Google is launching in India to the government and to the citizens, which is a no-cost program, right, which citizens can avail. And more details are available on the website, right? And of course, I can probably share that later also. Thank you so much.